translation today. So before we officially begin our meeting, we have our tradition to do the company model all together. So if you can turn on your mic and follow us with the company model, that'd be wonderful. So let us begin. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Go. Cherish the spirit.
Cherish the spirit,
Create the vision.
create the vision,
Follow the faith.
follow the faith,
Serve in humility.
humility.
Aja.
Aja, aja,
Aja. Aja.
aja.
All right, thank you very much. So today we have for our 3-minute speech is Paula McFall from Hawaii. Once again, thank you for coming, Paula.
Okay, Paula, open your mic,
Yeah,
please.
yes, your mic.
Sorry. Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is morning here. For you, it's afternoon. It's been quite a week. It started out, I'm Paula McFall, by the way, for anybody that doesn't know me. I'm living in Hawaii. It's so beautiful here, very distracting. I really have to close my curtains sometimes so that I can focus because it's so beautiful out my window. Anyway, let's start with my week. It started out where the weekend I had my sponsor come over and stay overnight with me. We had a little slumber party and it was just absolutely fun. We worked from early in the morning after she flew in, and then we worked and worked and worked, and then we went out for a little dinner and we came back and we continued to work all the way until midnight. And for her, this was something outstanding that she saw me do, because the first time that she ever came to stay with me, about 10 minutes into it, I'd run out the door. I'd literally make an excuse and just leave her. I couldn't take it. I couldn't imagine that I could learn all of this. But little bit by little bit, she kept plugging away at me and plugging away at me. And this time I was there. I was with her. I knew what I was doing. And this is not something that I practiced. This came from listening. When I was in Singapore and I first heard about Atomy, I literally went to everything I could. I went to all the center meetings. I could get on a train and be there in like 10 minutes to a center meeting for one night. And I'd go to another one. I'd go to another one. I'd go to all the success academies, everything I could for that 3 months I was in Singapore. And there I started to learn to listen, because I'd sit in an audience and be quiet and listen. And when I learned a language years ago, which was the Thai language, we learned it also in a natural approach. And in that natural approach, for the first 6 months, you're not allowed to speak the language. You can only speak English. And you wouldn't think that you're learning anything, but people 6 hours a day repeating. At about 6 months, they took us out to an island. And when we got to the island, the only way that we could get anything we wanted out of our suitcases or anything, they held them hostage, was to speak Thai. And we didn't know how to speak Thai in our mind, but it flew out of us. So for me, I'm thinking the same thing with Atomy. It's like, oh, I'm never going to get this. I don't know. My mind just bothering me all the time. Like, I can't get this, but I'm going to listen. And I kept listening. And when she came this weekend, it flew out of me. It was like I knew what to do, but it came from a lot of listening. And that's why I stressed my team, we have to come on these Zooms. We have to go to the success academies. It's so important. And in the beginning of the week, I made a list of all the people that I knew internationally, especially in Europe, because Europe is opening up. So I was on the phone. We signed up somebody from Thailand, and we're also signing up somebody from Paris in just a few minutes right after this Zoom. These are phone calls that I made. I made phone calls to India, to Belize, to Canada, to Mexico, Florida, and Denver. And I know I'm living in Hawaii, and I know I should be looking for people locally here and doing some cold calling. I do that. But when I get on a phone, there's some reason I am just so at ease. And I just can easily talk about this company to people. And then the second thing that I decided to make in my life was that I'm not connected anymore to the yacht club and to all these things after COVID. I've been at home. So it was like, how can I get connected to a group? So of course, Facebook. So I actually joined a group in Facebook, and I got to go on one of their Zoom calls, and people have been calling me and we've been texting. And now I have 2 people ready to sign up. I'm going to sign them up this afternoon. And that just took one thought, action, and it happened. And that's all it is. It's make a plan, do it, and ask for help if you need. But just make action. And sometimes in me being by myself over here in, Hawaii, I have my family, but as far as an Atomy family, that just doesn't quite exist yet. So I'm on my own to do this, and I have to inspire myself. So I watch 2 videos a day, at least. I'm on the phone and making phone calls. I make plans. I make a plan every single day what I'm going to do. And, something that happens to all of us is fear. And the fear is a failure. So let's go back in time to when we were a kid. How many times did we fall down? How many times did you fall down trying to walk and you got back up? And look at you today. You're successfully walking. And how many times do we make mistakes and fail? And as adults, it's like, oh my God, I'm so bad. I've done the worst thing in the world. It's like we judge ourselves. A baby doesn't. My grandson doesn't. They fall down. It's like, especially if we try not to, oh, are you okay? No. Fall down, so what? Get back up. There's no reaction from the adults around our grandchildren. We don't react to it. It's like they fall down, they get back up. There's no like, oh my God, it's a really bad thing. It isn't a bad thing, because in that failure is also a lesson. And I've learned so many lessons in my failures. And I won't do them again, a lot of them. A lot of them, you just don't, you put your finger in the fire, you're not going to do it again. Hurts, and these failures are making us wealthy. Those failures, just cross them over, pass them up, repeat them. Yes, maybe you will, but so what? Practice and just get past these barriers that we have every single day. They're there. And my group is doing great. I'm very proud of my group this week. We had a lot of people that did facials and they sent pictures in, and I don't know, I'm just really proud of my group. And that's what I want to be. I want to be proud of myself, and I want to be proud of my group. And I have to say, I'm very proud of this Zoom call. I have very much enjoyed joining the Canadian group. It's been very inspiring, and you guys are doing a wonderful job. Thank you so much. So anyway, it's plan, do, and ask for help, everyone. And don't be afraid to fail. Let those failures launch you into something better, become better and better. So anyway, thank you. That's it from Hawaii.
Thank you so very much for those 2 powerful and amazing lessons I think we can learn from your speech right here, to be able to absorb and listen at the beginning, because eventually, as a sponge, you'll take in all that information. Eventually, when we squeeze it all out, or automatically when we squeeze it all out, even when we're not prepared, it'll just flow out, and we'll be able to pass on the message to other people as well. And the fact that fear is what prevents us. Sometimes there's a famous saying that says, sometimes you have to be uncomfortable. You have to go outside of your safety zone, your safety net, to explore and experience what magical things that the world have around us. Like, we don't know what it looks like in Hawaii, but when we go there, we see the magical view, but we hear it, and then we can explore it. If we don't go out of our comfort zone and get there, we won't be able to understand exactly what Paula is saying right now that distracts her so often when she looks out the window. So yes, those two amazing points that you have shared us, thank you so much. It was amazing. So now we have the core idea of acting what runs here. And the one who will share that is Sales Master David Kim for the product introduction.
Hello. My name is David Kim. I am a sales master at Toronto Top. Today, I'll just be talking about two brief products. So this is Atomi's new curling essence that we have. It is $13 before tax and has a PV of 5,200. So what this does is basically softens our hair and makes our hair more flexible and elasticity to last longer and to just restore our hair and to have our natural hair curls. And it's also to have a better coat on our hair. So this product helps us to protect our hair from the damages when we're curling our hair for females or males who's using the shorter hair curlers to curl our hairs. We have this emo green L15 component, which will help quickly to prevent our hair from this heat damage because it will fry our hair from the hair curlers and straighteners, stuff like that. This really helps our hair to be strong and healthy. It's rich in nutrition, so it provides a natural derived nutrition for our hair to keep on staying strong throughout the day. Very nice towards our hair. This is a towel dry and lightly after shampoo use. So basically after you take a shower, you could just put it on, apply it. It's a soft type of lotion or shampoo kind of feeling, very light. So you could just put it on your hair and you could curl it and kind of mix it into your hair. And if you want, you could use your hands to playfully curl your hair yourself. So it will have that longer lasting curl. As you also apply this with your hair dryer, you want to keep on it will dramatically put the results to have this elegant curl. I would highly recommend people to try this, especially people with long hair or like to curl your hair a lot, as you'll see the differences and the benefits as you don't damage your hair, and to have a healthy hair as you go out during your day or if you're going out to see friends and family. Next, I'll be talking about Atomi's shower head and its filter. This is $48 before tax and has a PV of 13,000. So Atomi's vitamin shower head has two filters. It is a vitamin shower head. So there's a filter in the top of the head and the handle as well. So this actually helps clean out our pipes as it filters out the water from the dirty pipes and we get clean water. I use this on a daily. It is very good on your skin. I really like it as I have two showers and I use the one with the shower head and without, and I could see the complete difference as my skin feels a lot more moisturized and more energetic, I feel, with the vitamin compared to without the vitamin. This is very easy to apply for the filters. The first one, you just need to unscrew the sediment filter, the handle, and you just need to replace it within a couple of months, about 3 months or so. And the head filter, you would have to change it about 1 to 2 months. It is very easy to clean, or I mean to replace. It is very interesting how these are replaced and how it looks. As I recently replaced my head shower, the vitamin filter, and it's solid, but then it turns into a liquid state, which is very interesting. And in the handle one, one of my partners recently used the shower head as well. And this is what they got from their filter. As you could see that they have recently changed their filter and the old one becomes like this black. If your pipes aren't that clean, then this will show up. And this is basically how it's proven that Atomi shower head is actually helping our skin to stay clean and to stay very nutritioned and healthy wise for all of us. I'd highly recommend you to also try this, as I really love this product. And yes, thank you for listening.
Thank you so very much, David Kim, for that amazing example of our absolute product that we have in Atomy. I myself also enjoyed the shower head. It's very amazing to use. It feels better. And the technology and the simplicity of how it works is phenomenal as well. Like the research they take to kind of make all that components be able to work the way it's supposed to work is pretty amazing as well. So yes, I recommend it as well if you're able to grab your hands on the shower head to get it as soon as possible and try it for yourself, experience the absolute of absolute products from Atomy. So thank you very much once again, David Kim. And now we have our next presenter to explain to us how to reach Auto Sales Master, the first or original level of mastership that we need to understand to be able to have that passive income within our hands. So we have Diamond Master Daniel Kim to explain that to us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us today for our meeting. And so my name is Diamond Master Daniel, and I'll be explaining today the road to becoming an auto sales master. So let's dive into that. And so as you all know, the road to sales master is actually the stepping stone, the first entrance into doing Atomy as a full-time business, right? You have to become an auto sales master in order for you to progress further. And not only that, but with the becoming an auto sales master, it will allow you to further help your partners as well, right? The thing about becoming an auto sales master is not for you to be happy about the little amount of money you get and then just forget about it, but instead the money you make from that is the money that goes into your sponsorship activities, right? Because making $2,000 a month can be good, but it won't be enough to live a life of financial freedom and freedom of time. And so in order for us to make more money, then we got to progress up through the Atomy ladder. And in order for us to do that, then as you all know, after Sales Master is when it comes to a point where you have to rely on your partners and your members as a team to work together to progress together through this Atomy business. But you can only do that if you are able to, build proper teamwork and work together and do sponsorship activities for your partners. And so we'll get into the timeline for today. So this will be the road to sales master. And so you have to understand what a sales master is, right? And then the role that a sales master plays, and then what you should do before any challenge, and in the middle of the journey of your challenge, and lastly, what you should do after the challenge. And so let's get into the first part, which is what is a sales master? And so there is 7 levels of mastership, all the way from sales master all the way to imperial master at the very end in Atomy. And so the first level is the sales master, where you must reach a personal PV of 700,000 PV. And you have both your left and right legs reaching a group PV of 2.5 million each on your left side and on your right side. And if you're able to successfully complete this within the time span of the first day of the month to the 15th or the 16th to the end of the month, then you have successfully achieved sales master. And so from there, you would receive your commission, general commission, along with your mastership bonus. And so if you complete it within the first 2 weeks, you would be allotted around 1,000, give or take, $1,000 for your completion of sales master. And so what is a role of a sales master, right? The role of a sales master is to help build yourself to become a self-made leader and recruit new members, right? Because as you know, this business is not about selling, but rather management business. You manage your partners, you manage yourselves, and to build a good team and a synergy. But in order for you to be a good member, you have to be a good leader, right? Because this is not a business where you are the boss and everyone below you is your employee. No, everyone is their own boss. It's just a matter of whether you can be a good leader to lead them or help assist them when they need it, and a good leader that is willing to listen to those around you that is suggesting something that might be contributing to your growth. So once you find new members, you'll naturally encounter members that will want to share their own Atomy business with you. However, if you're having trouble explaining the products or the vision to your partners, then that's when your sponsors come in. They are the ones to come help you build your members to become stronger and more knowledgeable. So the things that you lack, you can fill it with your sponsors or your partners' help. And so once you reach Sales Master, please make note of all the processes of how you achieved Sales Master in the first place. Right? These are good ways for you to also kind of remember what you did, but not only that, but to give to your partners, right? So that they can have an easier time when they also challenge for Sales Master. And so that is the kind of role that a Sales Master needs to have. And so when is a good time to challenge for Sales Master? There's no perfect time, and it's really case by case situation depending on your environment and so forth. And you can go at your own pace or go faster. Uh, but for those who want to quickly succeed in this business and progress, a good rule of thumb to follow would be to have 3 months of studying Atomy first before you pursue any sort of business, right? Studying Atomy, using all of Atomy's products that you can use, attending the seminars, the success academies, watching YouTube videos, and so forth. Because in order for you to do business, you have to be able to be knowledgeable about what you're doing, right? Just like if you're doing any other business, if you're selling food, then you have to research about how to make that food, what kind of ingredients go into that food, where is a good location for that restaurant, what is the things that you can do to attract your customers. Those are all research steps and studying steps that you need to take in order for your business to be successful. And so Atomy is not different from any other business. It's the exact same. You have to take the steps, take the time to learn and study and apply those things then towards your business. And so that is the kind of beginning of Atomy when you want to take the first steps. And so why must you go to Sales Master? Before you challenge for Sales Master, it doesn't really matter where your points come from, and people kind of are like going at their own pace, building their business. However, I strongly urge you to challenge yourself after the time of studying, because it kind of helps you build your business much quicker, right? Because you're pressured into this kind of timeline, this format of 2 weeks. And within that timeline, you have to achieve a lot of different things. And so naturally, people will try to push themselves even further to accomplish the goals, right? And this is a kind of good motivation to push you forward. And without any sort of challenge, no one will ever grow. Right? If you're always happy about being in the same place without being worried about failure, then you'll never be able to challenge yourself further and grow in this business. And because during the challenge, you're trying to make as many people join for not only for your success, but for your member success, and which in turn will expand your members list automatically. And it also increase your focus and immersion into Atomy because you're pouring your all into trying to succeed. Lastly, it'll give you many opportunities to meet potential partners that will become your core business partners. Because as I mentioned before, after becoming a sales master, your next step is to build your partners, right? It's not about just raking in the money, but rather building your partners up and helping them become successful. And so in order for you to do that, then you need to find core business partners, right? Not everyone underneath you is going to be partners. Majority of them are going to be consumers, and that's okay because you need more consumers, and only from the many consumers there's a few business partners that come out. And so how do you prepare before the challenge? Before the challenge, naturally, you should always attend the meetings and seminars to prepare yourself, speak with your sponsors as well to kind of build up your courage, build up your confidence in this business. And then after that, there's a few steps that you should prepare to make your business and doing the challenge a lot easier. So for those of you that are challenging for the first time or have done it already, might feel a bit overwhelmed still, and with the 15-day timeline. So here's a good few things you could do in order to be prepared. Number one is to make a reservation list of people, right? So make a list of products, reservations from your members list before you start your challenge. A good idea for this is to separate by types of products to match your members, right? And not because you think so, but because you've spoken with them and you kind of get a general idea of what they need and what kind of products might be a good fit for them after listening, keyword listening to them, right? It's not about you blabbering on about, oh, Atomy is so great, you should buy this, you should buy that, blah, 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 because it kind of really shows at that point that you're only there to sell the product, right? Not because you care about them or not because you want to and give them a better life or a better experience, but rather because you're trying to make money. Right? But that's not how this business works. The more you are in a serving attitude, the more you'll start to see results in your favor. So listen to them, talk to them, and then you'll naturally pick up things that they might need. Oh, my husband is really sick. My wife is really bothered by her toothbrush. Then automatically you would start to have these ideas of products that you can offer into their hands, right? Oh, she doesn't like her toothbrush. Why don't you try Atomy's toothbrush? Right? Oh, he's sick. Why don't you give him some of the Atomy's Hemoheme? It's really good, right? And so that's how you kind of build their members list through doing things like that, right? So without you putting action and calling your members every day, you're not going to know who's going to need what and who's going to want what. And then the second thing for the reservations list is to build a change of habit, right? Because we have a variety of products that we use in our household every day, ranging from toothpaste to toothbrushes, shampoo, food, living, right? Clothes, all of those can be accommodated through Atomy. And all they have to do is just change their market, their habits of where they're purchasing. So instead of going to the local Walmart or grocery store to buy whatever they need, all they have to do is go online and purchase their own products and it'll just ship right to them. In a time and age where everything is done online, you can save so much time just by doing that. And that can be an even good motivator to help these people switch over. And not only that, the quality of the products and also the price itself is very impressive. So just by giving them the chance to try it out once, they will probably be very impressed and come back. And then that's how you make that repeat consumers. And another thing is to make a habit of is to pre-process payments in advance to lock in your sales if possible, right? Because during the challenge, there's a higher probability of getting it canceled if you have no payment in advance, because people tend to be very finicky or fickle with their money. And if that comes to a time when it's time to pay, they might change their mind. So in order for you to secure your points and without having any headaches or worry, then it's best to collect the money in advance. And another thing to do is to consult with your sponsors or members that you can potentially put the points into while doing the challenge, and that would gain that member's interest, right? Because this is a very important part of doing this challenge. The first part, which is to share the products, that is very important because you got to share it for them to understand why it's so good. And the second part is to understand where you need to focus your time and effort into in order to grow these members, right? Not, as I mentioned before, not everyone's going to be a business partner. If everyone was a business partner, I feel like this business would be a lot harder to succeed. And the fact that there's more consumers than business partners is what drives this market, right? And so if you're trying to grow your business, would you focus on your business partners or would you focus on trying to grow your, build up your consumers? Your consumers are not your business partners, right? And so even if you allocate your points into them, All they might think is that, oh, you're just giving them kind of cash back and that's all they'll be happy about. But your business partners are those who truly understand the core values of Atomy and want to do this alongside you. And so those are the people you focus on to build your Atomy empire, right? And that way you contribute the points to them, because otherwise, if you put it into people that don't really need it, then those members will feel neglected, and then they would feel that business is unfair because you're helping someone that doesn't really need it instead of those that are actually working hard together with you. And so please be wary of that, and always talk to your sponsors before you put in anyone or add a member anywhere, because they have gone down that road further than you, and so they're there to assist you in that. And so before you start the challenge, consult with them and then build that. And after that, you should also connect those members to your sponsors. And so that way they have that kind of build up, and the sponsors can also further explain why that partner should further pursue this Atomy business. And so now we have the challenge cycle, and the reason for this, the reservation list beforehand that I mentioned, is because originally the points you allocate to throughout the month, it doesn't really impact that much. But while you're doing the challenge, it's very specific days that you must put in the points in order for you to maximize your commission and reduce the amount of days you will reset or potentially miss out on profit, right? And the reason for this is not only for yourself, but for your partners as well. Because you're not the only one making money while you're doing this business. That's the great thing about Atomy, right? Because while you're doing the challenge, people below you that you're putting points into, they're also receiving commission. How crazy is that, right? You're not the only one making money, even though this is just the first step of this business, but everyone below you also is able to capitalize on that amazing opportunity and make money. And so this reservation list can help you preset what days you'll place your points and orders into, and so that way you don't miss out, or potentially your partners will miss out and any opportunities as well. And so for the first time challengers for a sales master, there's a little trick you can do that is very useful in order to grow and finish your challenge very relatively well and safely. And so the first diagram describes the basic rule that we all know, which is the having a 700,000 personal PV in your own self. That's what you start with in order to do the Sales Master Challenge. And then having a group PV on your left and right side of both 2.5 million PV. However, there's a case of reaching Sales Master without doing exactly this method. And so the second diagram shows us that we can have 2.5 million PV on one of the legs. So let's say in this case, the left leg, and then the right leg is only up to 2.1 million PV, right? And so here you see the dilemma. We're missing points in order for us to safely reach that Sales Master Challenge. And so what you can do is that your starting point for Sales Master for many members is usually 300,000 PV. Many members start this challenge having a personal PV of 300,000, because having that 300,000 is kind of like the starting point for you to receive commission anyways. And so from then on, you can just add another 400,000 PV onto your own personal PV. And what that does is it cancels out, it doesn't cancel, but it balances out both your personal PV and that missing portion of that right leg, right? And so as you can see on the right leg, we don't have 2.5 million, we only have 2.1 million PV. And so with the additional 400,000 PV in the personal PV, I was able to successfully finish the Sales Master Challenge because it balanced my personal PV, and at the same time, it also balanced my right leg that was missing 400,000. All right, so that is a very amazing step. And it's not like Atomy is hiding this. They openly display this for us to learn and take advantage of, so that way we can succeed. because all they're centered around. Atomy is a customer centered business. Everything that they do, everything they do for the business is always centered for our growth and our success. And so that's why it makes this so amazing. And so the next thing, the next picture diagram over there on the very far right is the thing that you do not want to do, the one that you want to avoid. Right, so you asked me, Daniel, can I do 2.3 million on my left and 2.3 million on my right? And instead of finishing one leg or both legs, I'm gonna put 400,000 in my own body, then I can balance both legs, right? However, this is incorrect. As I mentioned before, it has to finish one leg. So one leg has to be completed for this little quick step to get into challenge, Sales Master Challenge, is that you have to finish one leg. So one leg has to reach 2.5 million PV in order for the other leg to qualify for this kind of technique. Otherwise, it would not be valid. So please, please, while you're doing the challenge and it's your first time, be very careful of that, so that way you don't, potentially miss out on achieving Sales Master when it was right in front of your nose. And so now we have the things that you have to do after the Sales Master Challenge, right? So just like any business, the front is important, the middle is important, but the ending of any business is also equally as important. Because if you do not have a good ending, then you'll just end up losing off, and just like it'll just spiral down, and you'll miss out on those amazing, valuable customers. And so one thing you can do is just send a thank you message to your sponsors and your partners, right? It doesn't have to be handwritten or anything like that, extravagant. But I'm just saying, like, even a small thank you text or a call, be like, hello, sponsor, thank you so much for this amazing opportunity and the time you've given me, and then also helping me out doing this business, and I couldn't have done it without you. Because truly, if without your sponsor's help, it could be very difficult to accomplish some of these things. And after that, you have to have follow-up meetings with your sponsors and the members who have received commission. So remember earlier, I talked about giving points down to your business partners. These are the time now to connect the sponsor and that member. So you bring them to the sponsor, and then you say, okay, here is my member that joined, and he is interested or she is interested in doing this business. Could we talk about it and set up a meeting time with your sponsor to build that kind of relationship with your sponsors, and also to help your members understand the value of this business. And lastly, a very important point of this challenge after doing it is to follow up with the new members and the members that have bought new products, and see how satisfied they are about their products, and give them instructions if they need any assistance, and make them a repeat customer, right? In order for any business to succeed, it always has to make people a repeat customer. The reason why some of these businesses are so successful is because we keep going back to them. We keep going back to the same soft drink company, right? To buy Coca-Cola, or these things that we go to, the same kind of toothpaste company. This is the reason why they're able to generate so much revenue, not because they have millions of customers, but rather millions of those customers keep producing the same thing by purchasing the same products over and over and over again, right? And so making them a repeat customer and changing their household habits is what's going to generate you success in the long term, not just selling one item during this challenge or one item every so forth, right? And if they like the products, here's another tip. Introduce them to another one that they might be interested in, right? Because some people, they're very, not interested in looking towards other products. Once they have that one product they're looking for, they just don't look at anything else. But they have so many other options that they can look at in terms of Atomy, and they're missing out on. So it's not because of that only that you're looking to generate sales, but rather you're trying to help expand their repertoire of Atomy products, because it could help them in the long run. It's not only saving money, but also having a better effect in their life, right? And so if they like a particular product, another thing you can also do is to ask them if they know anyone that they could introduce to you, so that you can expand your members list. And that is how you kind of grow your list further, because there's only so many people you might know. So using your members to grow your member list further is another great strategy you can take advantage of. And so I'm not sure if those of you who have been here before have seen this, but some of you who are new might have not seen this before. This is the intermediate sales master level. And so what does this mean? This is the halfway point of becoming an auto sales master. And so this was what I talked about way before Atomy did anything about it. And surprisingly, this looks a lot like this, right? And so what is this? This is the semi-sales promotion that we're going to have starting next month, April, right? It's only a month away. We're starting this next month, April, halfway through April. So a month and a half away, which is going to be going really fast, right? There's times go by really fast. So April will be just around the corner. And if you're not ready or prepared to take advantage of these promotions, you will not only miss out on revenue, but also customers. And those customers will also miss out on generating some cash back, right? And so what is this promotion? Right, Atomy is aiming to help its members grow their business successfully. So they have prepared a very, very special promotion. Right, before we had the intermediate sales master, even if you built that intermediate sales master level, you still couldn't really take advantage of it fully because you weren't technically a sales master. So you're only making about $300 every time you're reaching that level. So at points, if it was not coming up naturally, it can be very difficult for those members. But Atomy has made a step lower than Sales Master. And this has going from running from the 1st to the 15th to the 16th to the end of the month every month, starting from the 16th of April this year, and then ending on the 31st of December. However, seeing as how they're going to continue to monitor this, this can be a permanent step within Atomy's marketing plan. Then that will be an amazing game changer for this business as well. And so instead of reaching the usual 2.5 million PV on your left and 2.5 million PV on your right, if you're able to reach 1.5 million PV for each leg, it becomes you become a special agent. And those who achieve this will be able to receive around 200 Canadian dollars. And so including the semi-sales promotion and what you make from reaching up to that point, you'll make roughly around $500 Canadian, give or take, from the first 2 weeks of this challenge, right? And so this will really, really benefit everyone, right? Not just the people in the bottom, but people at the top. Everyone will be very excited to see that this new promotion will help grow the Atomy business. And so this is a great opportunity to take advantage of, as because I don't think I've seen any company do something like this to create an additional level to help their consumers even further. Most of the time, they make it even harder or stricter, or make it reduce the amount that they make. But instead, Atomy is always trying to give more, always trying to do more for all of us. And so this semi-sales promotion is a good step to make many members who are already working hard reach that sales master level and get to that auto sales master that much quicker. Because if you build it properly, then you can really achieve that quick auto sales master with this new promotion. So please consult with your sponsors, start working on your plans and planning out what you should do for the coming months, because this is going to be really a game changer for this Atomy business. And so once again, thank you all for listening to my seminar. I hope that you were able to learn a little bit of something, and that you can use to further grow your business. And always, please do speak with your sponsors and consult and be willing to learn, right? Having a learning and humble attitude is what drives this business success, right? If you're always stuck up and unwilling to learn, or always too selfish, or you think that you're the best in this business, no, you're not, unfortunately, right? And if you want to do this business, you have to work as a team. If you throw everyone away, you'll never reach the top, right? Everyone who's already at the top is doing this business because they're not only helping themselves, but helping their members. And that's what excites them. That's what gives them happiness and passion, because they can help people truly get out of this poverty and reach a new life through Atomy. And yes, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so very much, Daniel, for that amazing detailed presentation for the auto sales master position. And I think from this setting, we can do two things from that. If we have questions that we don't understand the auto sales master position, is to ask someone that knows it, so you can learn more about it, so you can actually experience more in-depth studying on your own time if that requires, to better improve your understanding on how to accomplish that, because this is not something that you can learn right away. Of course, people who do understand it right away need to still go into it to review, to put it into deeper steps to understand exactly what does what and what affects what. So there's more studying to do that requires it. But then there's another thing that you can do is listen again, come back another time, because repetition is the best way to understand something and to absorb the information, and listening to it again and again until it becomes something that we understand is another step that we can do to understand both the information that we are needed to do the auto sales master position. So once again, I think we can give Daniel another round of applause for the amazing presentation that he showed us today. So now we have our final speaker. The leader message portion will be taken by SRM Master Sook Kim today.
안녕하세요. 샤론 노즈 마스터 김영숙입니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Sook Kim, SRM Master.
네, 오늘 저는 애터미는 다르다라고 먼저 말씀드리고 싶습니다.
Today, I would like to mention that Atomy is different.
네, 여러분 계속 애터미 회사와 또 마케트 플랜 들어보시고 다르다는 걸 느끼셨을 것입니다.
And I believe that from the message that you heard today about the marketing plan and the company, that you understand the Atomy is different.
애터미는 전문 유통기업 플랫폼 회사입니다.
Atomy is a global distribution hub
플랫폼?
and a platform business.
네. 그런데 많은 플랫폼이 있습니다. 예를 들어서 구글도 있고.
There are many platform business, including Google.
예, 다르다고 했죠. 애터미는.
But Atomy is different. I mentioned that before.
여러분이 그 플랫폼에 이용했을 때 그 플랫폼은 독점을 하고 있습니다. 오너만 성공하는 거지요.
With other platform, you just utilizing the service. The owner of the platform is the one that makes the money.
애터미는 유통회사인데, 예, 이 플랫폼은 뭐가 있어요? 시스템이 있습니다. 아까 우리 데이비 팀장님이 잘 설명해 줬는데, 시스템, 성공 시스템을 갖고 있어요.
Atomy is also a platform, but it runs with a system. And what is that system? Like Daniel has mentioned, it runs in a success system.
네, 이 시스템은 뭐를 만들었습니다? 많은 성공자를 지금 만들어냈습니다.
And what has this system created? It has created many successful individuals.
네, 애터미의 목표는 고객의 성공이라고 그랬지요.
And as you heard before, many times that Atomy's goal is customers' success.
네, 애터미는 확실하게 다릅니다. 독점이 아니고 나눔의 유통회사입니다.
And Atomy is, in fact, different that way because it is a company that is in its path to distribution, to divide the income.
네, 여러분을 성공시키고 여러분과 이 모든 것을 나누겠다는 정말 유통의 전 인류의 유통의 허브로 발전해가고 있습니다.
That is the ultimate goal that Atomy has, to share the wealth to many individuals, and it's constantly going through that goal.
이 여러분, 나를 위하여 애터미를 반드시 선택해야 됩니다.
And that is why, for our own benefit, we must pick Atomy as well.
네, 네. 다른 애터미, 기업을 위한 거, 한 사람, 사업자를 위한 게 아니고 나를 위한 애터미를 여러분이 꼭 붙잡아야 됩니다.
We have to understand it's not just the business people's benefit, but then we need to personalize it, say that it's our benefit, for our benefit, that we grab hold of Atomy.
네. 또한 이 애터미는 제가 플랫폼이라고 말했지요.
And I mentioned before that Atomy is a platform, right?
여러분이 APPO라는 얘기를 많이 들었을 겁니다.
And maybe you might have heard a lot about the APPO.
네, 저는 APPO 김영숙입니다.
And that is what I am, an APPO, Young-Suk Kim.
네, 어느 오너가 이렇게 함께 오너로서 개인 플랫폼을 나누는 회사는 애터미밖에 없습니다.
Business owner that shares the ownership with other owner, there is only the Atomy business that does that.
이 훌륭한 나눔에 여러분은 동참하시고 또 여러분은 또 다른 사람에게 나누는 도구로서 또 플랫폼으로서 일을 하실 수 있습니다.
In this amazing setup where we have the privilege to be able to receive the share and also distribute the share to others as well, to distribute the opportunity to others as well.
네, 이 애터미는 현재 한국에서 한국을 대표하는 유통회사로 성장했습니다.
Right now, Atomy has succeeded and is the leading business in Korea that they started from.
성공을 위한 최고의 오픈 시스템을 통해서 이제 COVID-19이라는 이 위기를 통해서 최고의 온라인 시스템으로 우리를 나눔을 이루기 위해서 성공시키기 위해서 변화되었습니다.
And Atomy's goal to support people for success has transferred themselves to become the #1 online-based community that we are able to see.
예, 최고의 뒤를 바친 회사 한국원자력연구원에는 대한민국의 최고의 기술과 가 받쳐주고 있습니다.
Even with the company, Atomy has the full support and background with technology and resource, with connection with the government to support and keep it afloat.
네, 또한 글로벌 기술 콜마가 있습니다.
We also have the globalized global technology that is backed up with Comar.
네, 이렇게 좋은 제품 저렴하게 우리를 유통으로서 받쳐주고 있습니다.
And with the great products, the high quality products and the low price, this is what holds Atomy.
아무도 따라올 수 없는 원가가 45% 이상입니다.
And there is nobody else can follow this type of growth, with its growth being over 40%.
45%.
45%.
아더 컴퍼니는 언더 30%입니다. 제일 잘하는 회사가.
The best company after Atomy would be around 30% that they're aiming for.
네. 그럼 이 회사는 유통의 회사이고 플랫폼 회사입니다. 그러면은 어떻게 우리가 나누는지 아까 마켓 플랜을 통해서 우리는 홍보 대사로 임명된 것입니다.
못 알아들었어 하나도.
애터미는 플랫폼 회사이고 나눔의 플랫폼 회사라고 말씀드렸던 것처럼 우리는 그 나눔을 통한 홍보를 통해서 나눔을 갖습니다.
홍보가
해야 해요.
뭔지를.
advertise.
So Atomy is, as we mentioned before, is the platform business that is created to share and distribute. And the opportunity that we have and the job that we have is the job to advertise.
쉽게 말하면 내가 홍보를 통해서 나의 나눔을 가져올 수 있는 것입니다.
And that, to simplify it, is that we, by being able to advertise the product, we're able to gain in benefit from that.
이 전문 유통 기업, 나눔의 기업, 플랫폼 회사, 나를 위해서 애터미를 반드시 선택하기를 원합니다.
And I hope that through this position, you will take the opportunity to understand that this is for your benefit, for your growth, and for your success, that you grab hold of the opportunity of Atomy.
이 멋진 나눔의 회사를 통해서 여러분이 많은 나눔을 통해서 성공하는 그런 성공자로서 정상에서 모두 만나기를 소망합니다.
And I hope from this amazing business that has the goal to share and that allows you to share as well, that you will be able to take this to reach the top, and then I hope to see you there.
네, 오직 딱 하나 나눔의 유통회사 애터미는 나를 위해서 존재하고 있습니다. 감사합니다.
And that one point to remember is that Atomy has that one goal to help you be able to have that amazing position through the power of sharing. Thank you very much.
감사합니다. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was our last speaker today from our leader message share was Pastor Young-Soo Kim. So we have come to the end of our meeting. And of course, this is not our last meeting. We'll have one next week. So you can join us at the same time next week to listen to more information about Atomy once again. So we will close with our company motto, take one photo, and that will be all for today. Thank you very much for joining us today. So if you want to get the company motto out, we will do it all together one final time for today. And that would be everything. All right, let us begin. Is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Go. Cherish the spirit.
Cherish the spirit.
Create the vision. All the faith. Serve in humility.
Aja.
가자.
All right, thank you very much. So I will be taking a photo and I will say 1, 2, 3. On 3 is when I'll take the shot. So we have a tradition to make a heart. That's what we'll go with today as well. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Hope to see you next week.
Thank you for your
Thank
hard
you.
work.
Thank you, everyone.
하와이 탑.
Okay. Yeah.
감사합니다. 감사합니다.